Hello. Going to be carding with the Brother Super Card, and if you can hear me, if you can just comment that you can hear me, make sure my video is working. If you can hear me, just comment you can hear me. Make sure my video or my audio is working. I would so appreciate that. This is the Brother Super Card. It's made by Brother Drum Carders, and it has a 3-drum system. These two are carding drums, and it has a 128 TPI cloth, which is quite fine and blends like crazy. And I thought I would card a little bit tonight and show you guys what this looks like. So I got a bunch of white fiber. It was a grab bag. I know what some of it is and some of it I don't know. So we're just going to card the whole thing together and take a look at how this does. This drum carder makes 36-inch long bats and about 3 ounces on that drum. But it blends nicer than any carder I've used. It has variable speeds. It goes from 0 to 100. The ratio is 80-1 to 500-1. This big drum, always revolves at a constant speed. These are the drums that change speed. And you can see that when I put in fiber, I put it in quite thin, because if your fiber is too thick, it actually will stop the motor, which is not good for the carder. So you want to be sure that you're putting in small amounts of fiber. This is soybean. It's quite nice. It has a matte sheen, but it's nice and soft. It almost reminds me of like an Erie silk, or maybe even a tussa silk, but the staple length is a little bit longer. This, I believe, is fake mohair because it has a little bit of sheen to it. This is a nylon. And I use a burnishing brush to pack in the fibers on the main drum. And that way I can get that full 3 ounces on. And you notice when I burnished it, how it took off the fiber off these drums because it was building up just a little bit. So make sure you burnish often. and you'll be able to get a fair amount of fiber on it and keep the fiber from building up on that liquor in drum. These carders run $4,000. And you can get them at CamajFiberArts.com. And if you do purchase one through CamajFiberArts.com, you get one of the online class bundles. There's a bundle for fiber prep, and there's a bundle for carding. And that's at the Camaj School of Fiber Arts. So you get a lot of support when you buy this. You get the drum carding course that's in with the bundle, and it teaches you all about drum carding and how to card correctly and get the most out of your drum carder. These ship for free anywhere in the United States. I'm sorry, Hawaii, you don't get free shipping. But this weighs about 50 pounds. Oh, maybe 45. It's kind of my weight limit in terms of lifting, so it's pretty heavy. But something this heavy would be quite expensive to ship, so the free shipping comes in handy. And if you're in the market for a smaller drum carder, Brother has quite reasonably priced drum carders. They're quite nice. Brother is also making the large Patrick Green Cottage drum carder. It has, 6-7 drums. That's $14,000. So that is, I think it's a roving maker. And it's about as close as you can come to getting a commercial roving maker in your living room. I think the footprint on the big $14,000 carder is, they told me it was 2 feet by 4 feet. So it's really not all that big. And the table I'm using is from Home Depot. It's one of their workshop tables, and it has wheels, and it's adjustable up and down, and it has a solid wooden top, and I'm telling you, this is worth every penny. I can put probably 3 or 4 drum carders on this table, along with tools and fiber and things like that. So they're very, very handy. Again, that burnishing brush to burnish down those fibers. I have a little silk. I'm going to try some silk. Brother also takes payments. So if you'd like to make payments on any of their drum carders, let them know that Mary from Camaj Fiber Arts sent you. And if you buy any drum carder, you'll get my free drum carding online course. That's worth $49. And you'll get that for free if you mention my name to them. And of course, with a purchase of this big super card, you get one of the bundles, which is 5 or 6 classes. That's quite a bit of knowledge. This carder can card alpaca, cashmere, mohair, just about anything. I do have a video on carding fine hormo. Carding fine fibers often makes nets, and it does with this a little bit too. And it's not because of the carder, it's because the fiber is very fine, a small micron, very delicate. Fine fibers like to be combed versus carded, but if you don't mind the neps, I say go for it. Just know that you're probably going to get some, but there is a video on how to do that as well. You see the fiber building up on that? I'm going to burnish this down. Let's see if we can get that off. That might come off, so we'll see. This might be getting full. So you see that came off? Because once I burnished that down on that big drum, this deposited back on there because it was just a little bit over the pins. If you've seen Brothers picker, the triple picker, which is the replica of the Patrick Green, you can pick fibers first before you put it into the drum carder, so it makes a big cloud, and you only have to card one time on this carder. If you put your fibers through that triple picker first. Again, you can't pick fine fibers because it will tear them up. If your fibers are not sound, it will tear them up. But it does medium grades very nicely if it's a sound, strong fiber. And then when you card, it's amazing. Electric carders are so nice because you have both hands to be able to work with versus stopping and starting and cranking in one hand. So it's really nice with the electric, whether it's this one or any of the other electric drum carders. They are pretty sweet. And if your shoulders are not the best, this is the way to go. Okay, this might be getting full. So we will take a look at it and see. Okay, so I look across the seam here, and it's pretty up to the pins, and it's starting to build up on the liquor end, so I know it's getting a little bit on the full side, so I'm going to be taking this off. So this is my little tool they take it off with, and I just go through thin layers first. So this is through a thin layer, and there's more underneath. So then I go that layer, and then the next layer. So if your shoulders aren't the best, do thin layers instead of one thick layer because you're going to be putting a lot of torque through your shoulders. Okay, I'm going to use this little tool that comes with it. This is a bat lifter, and you unwind it and put it down. Let's see if you can see that. And you're going to put this down here and bring the bat back over the top. Kind of trap it in there and then roll it. And there's your bat. Look how, oh my gosh, look how smooth that is. That's crazy. That is so smooth, and that's comb top. And the way you feed it in makes a big difference. You want to make sure that you're putting in very small amounts, not thick pieces. So it cards, look at that. It just cards beautifully. Oh my gosh, I love this. Now, if I would put this through again, it would card. I mean, you can see some of the that soybean in there, but I think I might leave it like that. We'll do it. Let's do another one. I'm going to clean this off first. So I have a little flicker brush that I use, and I come up this way on the drum and pull off that fiber. You can turn it on if you want, kind of at your own risk. Well, let's clean this too. Okay, so I always clean in between bats just because this is left in the carding cloth, and then the next bat may not come off. And I want to make sure that these liquor in drums, these carding drums are clean, because if these get too full, then the fiber just slides past it and won't card very well. Okay, to clean this flicker brush, I use a hairbrush cleaner, and then I just clean it out. So this is all the fiber I got off the liquor in and the big cloth. I could probably put it through again. Just make sure everything's fluffy when it goes through, so this motor doesn't work really hard to try to pull stuff through, because it will stop, and then I just don't like loading up my carders like that. Same with the crank. If you're cranking too much fiber through your drum carder and your drum carder actually stops, or you're having to use all your muscle to push your fiber through, it's not good for your carder. It bends the pins. It's just not good for the gears. It's just You know, and your carders are expensive, right? Gosh, thousands, right? Thousands of dollars. Even if it's $500, it's still money out of your pocket. And if you take care of your tools, you'll have them for a very, very long time, and they'll work the way they need to work. There is a lock on the side. I don't think you can see it on that side, but there's a lock over the top of the on-off switch to prevent anybody from turning it on, or you can plug it in, but they can't turn it on. So that's good if you have kids around or anybody that wants to play with this, because it's fun to play with, right? Fun to play with. So if I took this piece of fiber and tried to shove it through, it would definitely stop this carder. So thin sections. It doesn't take very long to make a bath. It didn't take very long. How long has it been? 20 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Not long at all. You can watch TV while you're doing it, or anything else really. And I always tell people, because I teach carding and I have a carding online class at the Camaj School of Fiber Arts. So when I tell people about carding and they have issues, I tell them it's not your carder. I tell them it's you. Because there is a way to card, and there are certain techniques to use. And it's usually not your carder. Because when you think about it, every carder has a main drum and a carding drum and a feeder tray, and it's really all about your technique and how you're feeding in fiber, how you're preparing fiber. If you like to do clean wool locks, there is definitely a technique for that, and you can get net-free bats if that's what you're looking for. Let me burnish this down and see if this will come off. I'm not going to touch it. We're just going to see if it comes off the burnishing, because it probably will. See how it's gone? Because this was getting too full, this big one, and you needed to burnish or pack the fiber into the pins for it not to build up on these two drums. I think some of this fiber's alpaca or bunny. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. Up my nose, my mouth, in the air. Brother Drum Carder is located in beautiful Oregon, and all drum carders are drop shipped from Brother. And right now, I'm not sure how far back they are with this carder, but the other ones are a couple weeks. It's the holidays. Lots of people are ordering. Not sure if you'll get it by Christmas if you order a carder today, but you might. You might. You can also take your fiber and fluff it up like this. It doesn't have to go in straight. It can go in any way you want, because drum carding causes fibers to be misaligned, which is a good thing, because this is a woolen prep. It's a woolen prep, and you want the preparation, which is the bat, to be airy and light. And then if you spin a woolen, if you use a woolen draw, you're going to have a fluffy, airy yarn. Did you know that you don't have to use the full carding cloth? If you wanted to, you could just do small strips of bats if you wanted to. Yep, you could sample, you could make ombres, gradients, you could do all sorts of stuff. That's soft silk or cold sari silk or mini cake bats, make tweed yarn. This is that soybean. Oh my gosh, this is so soft, it's crazy. So soft. You can get fibers on Camaj Fiber Arts in the group sale. It's by the pound, and it's nearly wholesale prices. We do wholesale for customers that have reseller IDs. So you need a reseller number that allows you to buy wholesale, and we don't pay tax on that sale. So if you have a resale number, you can contact me at Camaj Fiber Art. Send me a copy of your certificate, not just the number. I need a copy for my records. And then we can talk about wholesale. But if you don't have a wholesale license, you can still enjoy discounted prices at the group sale with a pound minimum of fiber. And we have a lot of sales right now. I just added a bunch of fiber by the ounce, a lot of different ones, blends and cold sari silks and all sorts of stuff. So go check that out in the spin section. It's right on the front page. Oh, and I'm doing private classes now, private and group classes. That's also on the website. I also do classes for fiber guilds. So if you're a fiber guild and you're looking for a teacher, you can contact me at camajfiberarts.com, or you can contact me below in the comments. Just leave an email and I'll get back with you. Yeah. So I'm pulling off staple lengths of the fiber, and it's pretty thin to go onto the feeder tray. But just kind of watch your staple length, because if I hold it here and try to pull, the staple length is longer than that. So bring your hand down a little bit. That's longer than the staple length, so you can pull it apart. Okay, we'll take this one off without the without that thing. And there you go. There is the carded bat. Super, super smooth. Super smooth. All right. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you here. This is the Brother Super Card that can be found at CamajFiberArts.com. And if you have any questions, please ask and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other live fiber prep videos. All right. Good night.